There's so many different philosophies out there. There's so many different diets. There's so many different health regimens. Which one should you follow? Well, let's talk about it. Welcome back, my people. Thank you for the support. I truly appreciate all of it. Make sure you hit that subscribe button in your lower right-hand corner so you can get updates of new videos and continue to follow my natural health and diet path and my path towards fruitarianism and my continued education that I share with all of you on the terrain model. So look, there's so much out there. Part of the information age, the age of Aquarius, is that everybody has a voice, including yours truly. And I'm appreciative of that. With technology the way it is, anybody can pretty much jump on a platform and share their ideas. So the question is, who should you follow? What should you listen to when it comes to what is the best health practice or health philosophy or dietary philosophy moving forward for you? And I'm going to share that with you because the answer is actually pretty simple. It's whatever resonates with you, to be completely honest. I do these videos. I've done so many videos. I have my podcast. I have my coaching website, and I am extremely transparent. I implore to every single one of you to not blindly follow anybody. I don't care who they are. You go with who you resonate with, take in the information from as many sources as you'd like, and then you come up with your own path. And I'm not saying for you to create your own philosophies or create your own regimen or do anything like that. What I'm saying is be open to everything. And whatever feels right and resonates with you, put it into practice and see how it works and go that route. That's how I got where I am right now. Being a natural health and diet specialist, being a philosopher of natural health, I've realized throughout my journey that there's differing opinions on everything. And I speak very confidently, and I speak very astutely on the fact that of what I believe, because I put it into practice and I've seen the results and I currently see the results and it makes sense to me, right? Nature is our easiest study guide that we could ever need. I mean, if you have any questions about anything in your life, just go to nature and the answer is there. And to me, there's no reason why that wouldn't apply to health and diet as well. Mainly health and diet, because they are the foundations of our physical presence on this planet, in this realm. So with that being said, look, I consider myself a protege of Robert Morse, Dr. Morse, naturopath extraordinaire. Been doing it for years upon years, right? Shared so much knowledge on this platform and unfortunately was removed from this platform because it doesn't necessarily fit the standard quo, right? The status quo of healthcare on this planet, or in America, I should say. But I'm also a philosopher. I'm also a follower and studier of other greats like T.C. Fry, like Herbert Shelton, like Yaki Awakened, like Lauren Whitman, like Dr. Douglas Graham. Those are the ones that I learned so much from. But I've also learned stuff from gurus, and I've also learned stuff from people like Dr. Joe Dispenza. And I've taken all of that information, right? All of that, because information is energy is information. I've taken all of that and have created my own philosophies, my own paths from little things from each one of them. I don't blindly follow any of them because there's some things that Dr. Morse talks about that I don't 100% resonate with. There's some things that Dr. Douglas Graham talks about that I don't 100% resonate with. And the same with all the others. Like, for instance, the natural hygiene philosophies, which are T.C. Fry, Herbert Shelton, Lauren Whitman, Douglas Graham, they are very adamant about a couple things. Number one, herbs are poison. Number two, your diet should consist of 50% leafy greens and 50% fruits. And not that I'm saying those philosophies are incorrect, but I have questions about some of those things, right? There's certain aspects of that I do question. There's some aspects of Yaqui Awaken that I question. Number one, a lot of the things he talks about when it comes to viruses and, herpes coming from chickens and things of that nature, right? I'm not saying that he's wrong. I'm just saying I have questions. I don't necessarily resonate with that. He also says that we shouldn't be drinking that much water, that we're not built to drink water. And look, there are a lot of validity to that. I mean, if you look at, for instance, our closest relative in the natural world when it comes to animals is the gorilla, when you look at it from a DNA perspective. And gorillas don't drink water. They get their water intake from their fruit. So I get it, but I'm not necessarily there from my philosophical standpoint when it comes to water, because some of the things that T.C. Fry, Herbert Shelton, Douglas Graham, Lauren Whitman talk about when it comes to water and how much water we do need does resonate with me. So see where I'm coming from here? Picking little things here and there, applying them into your own personal journey and seeing what resonates, what doesn't, you let go. And that's how I built my philosophy. My philosophy is the EAT philosophy: energy efficiency, avoiding acid-forming foods, and toxicity. That is my philosophy. And I have people that follow me that are probably taking pieces of that and applying it to their own personal life, their own personal journey, right? So that's what it's all about. It goes across the board. I brought up Dr. Joe Dispenza, which I think he is the ultimate in the blend of science from a quantum perspective and the metaphysical, right? Because to me, if you don't incorporate the metaphysical into what you do on a day-to-day basis, you're missing a huge piece of it. And to me, nobody breaks it down better than him. But if you looked at his dietary habits and the things that he does on that standpoint and what he talks about from a germ theory standpoint, I don't resonate with that. So what I'm saying is, don't blindly follow anyone. I mean, that's one of my biggest issues with religion, is the whole aspect of blind faith, of blindly following something that, you don't have there's no due diligence there. There's no accountability, right? You got to have accountability. You have to have checks and balances, right? But the main thing I'm trying to say is, look, it ain't about labels. It's not about calling yourself, oh, I'm a vegan, I'm a vegetarian, I'm a fruitarian, I'm a, whatever, I'm a carnivore, whatever you want to call it. It's not about labels, and it's not about who you follow and what you call yourself and blindly just taking what everybody has to say. It's not about finding the perfect person to emulate. It's about taking in the information and forming it yourself. That way, everything resonates. It's no different than politics. And I know I'm going down a completely different road, but hopefully you're enjoying what I'm talking about. And hopefully you can understand where I'm coming from. To blindly put yourself in the box of a party, per se. All that does is that blocks you out from a lot of other opportunities and options, right? That is a closed-minded way of thinking that puts you in a box. You don't want to ever be put in a box, right? You want to keep yourself open. You want to allow your power to come into play, because when you blindly follow anything, you are diminishing your power and you're suppressing your power. And you have a lot of power. Whatever it is you're looking to do, whether it's losing weight, whether it's just, I just want to be healthy, or whether it's overcoming and healing from an ailment. You've probably done thousands of searches on different things, and you've probably heard thousands of different answers. Just like all the diets out there. Oh, the Atkins diet, I need to eliminate carbs. Okay, the keto diet, I need to basically eliminate carbs, or the Mediterranean diet, or all these different diets that were created by people who have taken the information they received and created. So I'm not necessarily, just shitting on all of those diets. What I'm saying is that understand the genesis of where they came from. They came from people. Not anybody higher than you. Yeah, they may have more education than you in a certain subject. And there's nothing wrong with supporting that. Or there's nothing wrong with, putting aspects of trust into that. But don't blindly follow it. Because, you can have a doctor from Harvard and you can have a doctor from Howard. And they come up with completely different philosophies. And just because one went to Harvard and one went to Howard, and not shitting on Howard, because Howard is an amazing university, but Harvard is held to a certain prestige, that doesn't mean the Harvard doctor is right. Put it into play. Do your own due diligence, because you don't know the motivation. You don't know where that person learned it from. I say it all the time when it comes to the allopathic medical system. You have to look at the system and where the system came from and what the motivations of the system is, to understand where those ideas came from. It's the same thing with the diets, because if the diets are coming from that system and the system doesn't resonate with you, well, then there's no reason to follow that diet or follow that path per se. So I hope that makes sense to all of you out there. I'd love for you guys to share your experiences below. My main focus on this particular video was, like I said, to not blindly follow anything. And there isn't a perfect influencer. There isn't a perfect doctor. There isn't a perfect anything. Really, what's perfect is what is going to resonate with you and what you are going to formulate based on what you've accumulated from an informational aspect. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure you give me a thumbs up. Shoot me comments. I love to interact, and make sure you hit that subscribe button. Also, I want to start doing some Q&As. I'm waiting until I get to a certain subscriber number to do that. But if you are interested in a live videos on natural health and diet, whether that be a Q&A or just topic based, shoot me a comment. Let me know, because I'm really interested in doing that. That's really where I want to get to, because I want to I want you guys to be involved. That's completely what I'm about. So last words, don't blindly follow anybody. Don't blindly follow me. If my EAT philosophy resonates with you, that's amazing. That's beautiful. And I love it. But make sure you do your due diligence on everything, and make sure you do what resonates with you. All right, everybody, I'm out of here. See you next week. Peace, love, and light.